It's your boys, All Access here.
Yeah.
Brand new tag team champions. Hard fought battle. We did it. We did it.
Two hard fighters, at least 3 ladders, multiple tables broken, and Brian frickin' Rock Moonbed's atop, pulling down those title belts. You know what this is cause for?
This is cause for a celebration, y'all. Let's go.
Let's frickin' go. Every tag teamer come to this party. Celebrate what tag team is and can be.
We will see you on Thursday.
Pandemic party time.
Well, hey everyone, Diamond David here. You see, Shakes, that's how you show up for something. Novel concept, right? Oh, but it's a shame you missed the party. It was really fun. You know, the rest of Creative Control, you guys put up an okay fight. It wasn't bad, but God, man. You know, after putting down the clown, I have slept like a baby. It's been just really great for me. So thank you for that, Mr. Shakes. Thank you for that. But what have I been up to since Saturday? I mean, geez. A fighter of my caliber, my talents, my power. I mean, enough to make Mr. Shakes not even want to show up, and who can blame him, right? But I've been really practicing some martial arts, you know? Really looking to broaden my horizons. You know, like Jeet Kune Do, Jiu-Jitsu, the Foot Fist Way, Drunken Master, all the, you know, classic ones, and haven't really found one that speaks to me yet, but I'm trying. Because that's what a leader does. He grows and he learns. But it was funny, actually, after the match, Wellington and I were talking, we were like, bro, that was so fun. So fun. Like, we should do this more often. I mean, we're always doing business and kicking ass, of course, but, you know, together, wow. Novel. So I think that's what we're going to do. Because we were talking with Boston's biggest bad boy, James Melloni, and God, what a pickup, right? I mean, Haas. Jeez, like, I don't play fantasy football because it's stupid, but, like, man, that pick got me points, or whatever the fuck they say, right? Now are the generation going for the tag belts? Maybe we are, but I think I prefer if on Thursday we give ourselves a bit of a challenge. Now, who could we face? All Access, they're the new champions. Chunkle, they're disgraced. Uranus boys, I mean, that's a whole thing, right? How about Animal Farm? Yeah, Animal Farm's interesting lately. So this Thursday, that's what we're gonna do. Now, Animal Farm, I respect you. You've got some great moves in there. But we're gonna show you why the generation's up top. See you then.
Glorious! No, I won't give in till I'm victorious.
Hot off the heels of their elimination tag win, the Generations, Diamond David Thomas and Wellington Arms looking to put Animal Farm out to pasture.
They did do very well in that match. Wellington and Diamond David both seeing a good amount of action in the ring. And like Diamond David said, we might be seeing more of their tag antics in the future. But here, coming to the ring is Animal Farm.
Animal Farm full of vim, full of vigor. Old and Guile, the farm boy, describes himself, and Andrew Mayer making his presence felt as he vaults into the ring.
Bojack Horseman. These two have not been teaming together super long, but they are already fan favorites with their dynamic energy and their general confusion at the pairing.
There's so much frenetic energy bouncing around. How could you not, like this crowd is doing, point towards the sky and say, hey, I want to live on a farm.
Point at that sky. That's that's actually Farmboy's hit single on Spotify now.
Go ahead and follow his SoundCloud, Spotify, any streaming devices and platforms. Bold move showing his colonoscopy video, but here they are, Diamond David Thomas and Wellington Arms.
Both of these men have colons as clean as that you could eat off of, and never lacking for flair, the generation, but making their presence felt and looking good while doing it.
Diamond David doing an impression of the private jet he took to get to the arena tonight.
Fusion High. We've seen these two perform together very well, again, winning that elimination tag match, and perhaps going for the tag team championships, perhaps not, but either way, they're here to show that Wellington and Diamond are a force to be reckoned with.
Two men stronger than Diamond itself, maybe blazing a path towards duo's gold, but maybe just here to prove that the generation is on top.
And again, Diamond David very, very confident after that match of Essential Business, pretty much convinced that he's the reason why Mr. Shake didn't show up, and very well could have been, but we do not know Shake's long-term plans.
It's hard to argue that Diamond David Thomas isn't to thank for a lot of the success. James Melloni made a huge impression in that matchup, as did Wellington, so
absolutely
hard to argue. Hard to argue against their success. Only losing Garrett Good in the eliminations, but we're about to kick off here. Brett's back in the ring. Ethan's back in the ring, excuse me. And off we go. Farmboy end around on Dave Thomas, brings him down to the mat. Little chain wrestling to start us off.
Again, we've been talking about we were talking about James Melloni with his combination of strength and agility, and Farmboy, another great example of that. We've seen him bust out some very impressive moves.
David Thomas brings him into the ropes. Ethan asking them to separate here. And a well-mannered separation.
Some respect between these two teams. That's good to see.
Diamond David backs Farmboy into the ropes again. Andrew Mayer trying to rally the Farmboy. Ethan separates him. Oh! Rolling heel kick and a couple chops from Farmboy. Oh, and a snap headlock suplex there from Diamond David. Takes the Farmboy down.
Geez, that heel just going right across the cheek of Diamond David. I thought that may have been an early knockout.
More of a glancing blow, it turns out. No! Giant overhead release suplex from Diamond David. These two men, similar heights. Are they similar power? We know the Farmboy and his farm strength. Generation setting up for a big tandem move here. Bringing Farmboy down.
The commissioner and the senior VP of talent, not only up in management now with that signature flex from Wellington, but they manage the company and they're looking to dominate it as well.
Everything from payroll to refreshments, these two men have their hand in everything, which, again, we'd like to thank our sponsor, Dippin' Dots, keeping us nourished and cold.
You know, I can't wait for Dippin' Dots to release a refreshing beverage to wash down that peanut butter dot.
You wouldn't perhaps think an Orange Julius would compliment Dippin' Dots.
Oh, why, I wasn't thinking about it, but now that you suggest it, that sounds perfect. Orange Julius, for all your liquid needs.
It prevents scurvy, it prevents boredom. Orange Julius. Dropkick blocked there by Wellington Arms. Farmboy still trying to rally against, at this point now, both members of the generation he's had to square off with.
Well, speaking of preventing boredom, the Animal Farm, perhaps the most agile and dynamic tag team we have here in QAW, but Generation looking to put a cap on that early.
Looking to put a cap, maybe bust a cap, metaphorically, and these two just kind of take them up behind the barn and put a bullet in the head of their chances. A brutal there from Wellington. Oh, now working over the lower body of Farmboy as well.
We've seen that the QAW tag division is lighting up like a shooting star. German suplex there into the big metal lariat.
Metal lariat there from Wellington Arms, using that bionic arm to flatten the Farmboy.
But after that brutal, just triple TLC match with Central
One.
Distance.
Just a one there from Ethan. Sorry, go ahead.
No worries. After that big, brutal TLC tag match we saw at Essential Business, All Access, our new champions, announcing a tag team celebration that's going to take place later tonight.
You definitely don't want to miss that to see what TV&D and Brian Rock Moonbaz have in mind to celebrate their titanic victory in that triple threat ladder match as Farmboy is stalking Wellington Arms. He hoists up the senior VP, who fights out of it with his non-metal arm.
Using a fleshy arm to escape that irrigation circle.
Oh! Plants him with a powerbomb. Andrew Mayer in and breaks up the pin.
Too early for a pinfall there.
The Farmboy's been worked over pretty good, but not enough to keep him down quite yet. He's got to get a tag out to Andrew Mayer if he has any hopes of this team coming out on top. Wellington Arms playing to the crowd there, letting them know his business cards are done, and oh my goodness, you should see them.
They're just chrome, they glare in the sunlight, they're beautiful. They partially blinded me, but it was worth it.
That would explain all the twitching.
Yes, sir.
Lariat in the corner brings Andrew Mayer down. He's able to check in, but neutralized almost immediately by the Generation. Now, wow!
Wow.
Surprising tactics there, going to work, just putting a hoof on that bionic arm.
Well, those hoofs are tough. We know that. He eats 1,000 pounds of iron a day.
That's a lot for a horse. That's a lot for anyone.
Certainly is.
Andrew Mayer sends Wellington into his corner, but misses a splash. Wellington grabs him by the scruff of his horse neck.
Take him over to the corner there, trying to isolate Andrew Mayer, trying to take him to the glue factory.
Oh, could be a sticky situation for Andrew Mayer. Hopefully he's able to gallop out. Diamond Davis now checking in, and no, you can't break a horse's. No!
Oh.
It could be the glue factory indeed. You can't break the limbs of a horse, Science Senton.
No, just don't breaking the limbs of the horse would be breaking a farm boy's heart. Don't take a boy away from his horse.
Don't break my heart. I've grown an affinity for Animal Farm. I don't want to see their careers end this way, especially not so soon.
They certainly are favorites.
Diamond Davis, still over those arms.
Broken the arm.
The crowd not having it. Andrew Mayer tries to give him a taste of his own medicine, but the power of, whoa.
Oh, Dave Thomas missing the Dave single there I can't talk. The horse reverses with the gray Frankensteiner.
Whoa! Dave Thomas tries to reverse a super kick and eats a hoof to the face.
Out on his feet there as he swings him back to his corner.
Oh, it looks like it's time for a stampede.
We've seen both teams utilize this maneuver, but you can trace the origin of this move back to Animal Farm. I believe that they're trying to lay claim to it.
No dancing, no celebrating in between, just hard work and sacrifices. These men sacrifice the well-being of their feet to put the pain on David Thomas as a giant dropkick collapses his ribs in.
Our diamonds forever, let's see.
One, no! And Ethan is down!
Wellington just taking Ethan out in the back of the head.
This is why human resources exist, for such like this.
That's how they treat their employees.
Dave single busts open the Farmboy. But that actually fires the Farmboy up. Jawbreaker.
Nothing fires up a farmer like seeing his own blood.
It's true indeed. That ascot used to be white. Whips the farm boy into the generation corner now.
Oh, looks like we saw them do this move against Creative Control. Looks like we're about to see Dave's double.
Oh! That cornbread metabolism wasn't meant for this much hydrogenated oil. Oh, Andrew Mayer breaks up the pin.
They can meet out of the farm boy, but luckily, just that tag team cohesion. Andrew Mayer and the farm boy have yet to pick up a tag victory here, and they're looking to do so tonight.
It's a tall task ahead with two men like the Generation coming off of such impressive performances like we saw on Saturday. But what do they have in mind for Wellington here? Planting him! Not quite a seed plant, but definitely jacking the lumbars there of Wellington Arms.
Great work.
But a bionic shoulder charge.
God, oh, look at this!
He's trying to squeeze the eyes out of the horse!
Gee, with the fleshy hand, he's using the flesh to try and put some kind of metal claw on the horse.
Thank goodness, because that hand is pretty deep in the eye there. Ethan should be breaking this up. These are filthy tactics from the Generation.
Ethan knows who his bosses are as Wellington eats a big DDT, and Andrew Mayer very happy about that.
Andrew Mayer is fired up. The more you hurt the animal farm, the stronger they get. They're like werewolves.
Oh, and he goes into an armbar.
Just wrapping his hooves around the limbs of Wellington. He's trying to take off that fleshy arm for trying to maim him.
Oof.
But now getting reversed by Wellington.
Now we're seeing a stampede from the Generation, looking to claim that they are the ones who run things around here.
It's a battle of one-upsmanship from both of these teams here as, Andrew Mayer getting worked over hard. Oh. Huge impact to the horse.
See a little dance from Wellington there.
A little dancing, little romancing, but not enough to pick up the victory quite yet.
Well, Diamond David, reconsidering, he may have been going for some kind of move there, but instead just throwing Andrew Mayer back in the corner.
Whips him back in. Wellington checks back in. Are they going for Dave's double again?
Double Dave's doubles!
Connects! And could this spell the end? Is this it for the Generation coming out on top? And that is it. The Generation on top.
Generation up top indeed. She's picking up a decisive victory over Animal Farm there. We saw some great moves from Animal Farm, but again, Farmboy not coming in there to break up that pin. They may have exceeded their limits.
Could have been exceeding limits. Could have been a little bit of naivety, a little being wet behind the ears as a team, not understanding fully how to cooperate to get themselves to the winner's circle as the Generation, showing continued cohesion as they come out on top.
Well, don't go anywhere, folks. We still have the rest of the #1 Contenders Tournament first round to get through tonight, so stay glued to your YouTube.
All Access coming up.